Hi, thanks for joining me again here at the end of week 10. And what I've been doing, if you've been following along, in the last 2 weeks, I've been trying out a ketogenic diet, also known as a keto diet. And what that basically means is that it is a diet where you're aiming to get your body to start burning body fat rather than carbohydrates as fuel. And it's a very simple process and quite natural to the body, which, your body would do this completely naturally, and thousands of years of human evolution or whatever, this has been going on for a very, very long time. All you need to do is eat extremely low carbohydrates and mainly fats as an energy source. And your body is a very, very clever thing, right? And it will realise that, hey, I'm not getting a lot of carbohydrates in. Let's switch over to fat burning mode. And once you're in that fat burning mode, when you've got a calorie restricted diet, rather than eating the fat in your diet, what you're eating, it will just switch over and start burning off your body fat as fuel. So theoretically, it sounds great, yeah, but it's actually quite difficult to put into practice. So what you would need to be aiming at is under 50 grams of carbohydrates, possibly under 30 if you're really extreme, and also you really want to be well up over 70% fat in your diet, which is actually quite cool. Okay, so it's lots of cheese, lots of cream, all the really nice stuff, but obviously non-sugary, because sugar is carbs, so it's absolute zero sugar. The only carbohydrates that you're really taking is from fresh vegetables and maybe some berries. You want to stay away from fruit. I learned that in the first week. Okay, fruit doesn't count, and what it'll do is it'll kick you out of ketosis mode and put you straight back on square one. So it does take a few weeks to get into ketosis, so if you do want to give it a go, bear in mind it does take 1 to 2 weeks to get started. If you watch back on my videos, you'll see I did go through a time where I didn't really lose any weight because body was adapting over. Fingers crossed, I've not weighed myself yet, but I certainly feel a lot thinner, so I'm looking forward to weighing in just a moment. But before I do weigh in to see if I have lost any weight in the last 2 weeks, what we're going to do is just have a quick talk about some of the tools that you can use to really know that you're in ketosis. Okay, I had a friend that was trying to do this same sort of diet, but he has no way of tracking this stuff. So obviously, psychologically, you don't know whether it's working or not, so it's very easy to just say, hey, I'll just have this donut, okay, or an ice cream, or whatever it might be. So what we've done in my last videos, you would have saw about the keto sticks, where you pee on these. Now, what I found in the last 2 weeks, if you have a look at this picture here, you can see the one on the left is from a couple of weeks ago, where it was just starting to show signs of a trace of ketones in the urine. Now the one on the right is one from about another week in, maybe a week and a half in, where it's starting to get a lot deeper red, we're starting to move up a level. Right now, as of the last 2 or 3 days, I've been checking this still, and I seem to have gone back rather than forwards. And I've checked out on other videos, on other people doing keto, and what they say is when you start into ketosis, you'll pee out a lot of these ketones, so it'll show up on the keto sticks. But when your body becomes more keto adapted, your body will be actually burning those ketones as fuel rather than peeing them out. So less sign of it on the keto sticks is probably a good thing. So what do you do? How do you know if you're in keto or in ketosis once it stops showing up in the urine? It gets a bit tricky. You might need to look at something like this. This is a Freestyle Optium Neo. It is a blood ketone monitor. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I've not actually opened this. It arrived just a few days ago. Now, I've got a link down in the description of this video where you'll be able to click on and buy one of these. I think I paid, it was about £30, so it's not like crazy money. Obviously the keto sticks, they're about £5, they're like super cheap, anybody can afford those. I've never done this before, okay? Straight up, I've got no idea what I'm doing with this, but I'm going to have a go in just a moment and you can watch, okay? So I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun. Now, one of the things I found really, really, really useful on this ketosis diet, you don't know what's in what food, okay? It's not really well labelled, you know, on all things. But there's an app called MyFitnessPro, I think, or MyFitnessPal, right? And basically it'll track all of your macros, everything that you eat. It's got a little diary on there, so when you eat something, all you need to do, you don't even need to type anything into this app. All you actually need to do is just scan the barcode with the app, and it'll give you all the stats of the protein, fats, etc. And it just stores it right in. You just say how much of it that you ate, and it just works it all out for you. So that is absolutely super cool. You really need something like that. Otherwise, you're working it all out on paper and trying to research this, that, and it's insane. So, MyFitnessPal, super awesome for a ketosis diet. The keto sticks, really cheap, really easy to use. And of course this here, which we'll try in just a moment. And we'll see how we get on with this. So what we're going to do now is cross our fingers and hope and pray that I've actually lost some weight on this. As I say, I really feel like I have. In fact, if you just take a look at the old me over here, you'll see that right now, I don't know, not so fat. I can really feel a difference. I can feel it in my fingers, I can feel it in my nose. I'm starting to feel that I am slimming down, which is a really nice feeling. So let's just hope that shows up on the scales. So let's check it out. Here we go. There we are on 0. So last time I think I was on 203, so that's round about £5 lost in the last 2 weeks, which isn't like super amazing, but it's pretty good. There's still continued weight loss. With the Body by Bite, obviously the last time I lost 32 pounds in the 90 days. This time, I don't know if I'm going to do that, maybe because I switched diets halfway. You know, I had already lost 15 pounds during the middle. If I stuck on it doing just Body by Vi, I might have lost a bit more by now. But the keto's been a lot of fun. Okay, it has been a lot of fun doing the keto. Right, so now, moment of truth. Let's take a look in this box and see how we go about testing your blood, which I've got to say, it's a little bit scary. So, in here we have some plastic things. I have no idea what they're for. We have a wire to hook it up to a computer, I suppose. These are the strips. These are the keto strips. So you've got glucose strips and keto strips. Both very useful because on a keto diet you might want to check your glucose levels, make sure that you're not got too much or too little, you know, makes sense. So the keto ones are actually a bit more expensive to buy. The glucose strips are really, really cheap, I think, because it's they sell a lot because of people with diabetes, right? So they're very cheap. Okay, this must be the monitor in here. As it is, you can see I've not used this at all yet. So that all seems quite straightforward. I've just read through all these bits of paper. Okay, most of it's actually from Israel. So if you see that, this is Israeli first aid. So if you know anything about Israel and first aid, you know those guys really know what they're doing when it comes to first aid because they've had a lot of practice. Okay, since they're always at war, you know. So this is one of the little keto strips. Not really much to say about that. It's just a little purple strip. And all we need to do is get a bit of blood on there and then press the button on this machine in the middle, pop it in there, and it should tell me what ketone level we're at. Well, we'll see. Let's check it out. So, this here is the little lancer that comes with it. Okay, so in here is just, let's see if I can push this off. This is the lance. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a very small little prick that's gonna stab you in the finger and tell you. Right, I've got this set to a number 4. It's got a little thing on there. You can change the depth of the lance. So I've got it on a number 4. You just pull it back to set it, and then press this button to let the action happen. So let's give this a go. See if it works. Tiny, tiny bit of blood. I don't know if it'll be enough. That really doesn't hurt at all. Obviously, when it's that small amount of blood. Okay, so, right, we've got the machine on. We'll put it in. It's doing some analysing. As I said, it was quite a small bit of blood. I don't know if that's going to work. Doesn't seem to have done anything. So now it's just checking. I don't know how long it takes. This could take some time. So after a very long wait and lots of bloody fingers, it's finally given me a score of 0.4. So if you ever get one of these and you're wondering how to do it yourself and you don't want to go through all the shenanigans and pain I've just been through, this is the keto strip. And the end with the little black and white bits, that's the bit that goes in there. You don't put blood on that end. You put blood on the other end. So you just plug it in, it says whatever it says, and then you just dip the little bit of blood on there. It takes a while, and then eventually it'll give you a score. Obviously mine was 0.4 millimolars of ketones in the blood, which I think 1.5 is where you start getting into proper ketosis, and then obviously further on from that, about 5 is where you want to be heading. Anyway, there we go. So 2 weeks of a kind of keto diet, and it's lost me another 5 pounds. Hopefully next 2 weeks is going to be the end of my 12-week Body by Vi challenge. So let's just hope that a miracle happens and I manage to beat my previous, oh dear me, record of 32 pounds lost over the 12 weeks, which was my 2003 record. It would take a miracle. So let's just see how we get on and hope to see you next time.